Good morning, children. August 15th. It's a little warm here today in Pi. The other fellow's mistakes, the other fellow. Hello, fellow man. The other fellow's mistakes are a weak alibi. You're weak. A little shame in there from my boy Napoleon. The other fellow's mistakes are a weak alibi for your own. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "It is easy in the world to live after the world's opinion. It is easy in solitude to live after our own. But the great man is he who in the midst of the crowd keeps with perfect sweetness the independence of solitude." That's something to ruminate on right there, huh? Easy in the world. Oh, thank you, Mr. Motorcycle. Appreciate that. It is easy in the world to live after the world's opinion, right? To follow everybody else like a lemming, or the popular word today is sheeple. It is easy in solitude to live after our own, but the great man is he who in the midst of the crowd keeps with perfect sweetness of independence of solitude. Being your own person and keeping your own counsel, even in while the mob mentality is doing something opposite of what you know is right. A lot of that going on in politics right now, so very interesting. Timely advice from 90 years ago. It's easy when you are, oh, yeah, there you go. He just breaks it down. I got to learn to read this shit and stop interpreting, because he comes right out and says it. It's easy when you are a part of a group to go along to get along, but when you are able to maintain your own highest standards of integrity, regardless of what others may do, you are destined for greatness. So, let me finish it before I editorialize on that, but yeah, okay. When you have developed a carefully thought out code of personal conduct, you'll never have to ask anyone else what the appropriate course of action should be. You will intuitively know. Amen, brother. Not bragging or breaking my arm, patting myself on the back, but that is how I've lived for a very long time. Now, to be honest, always, sometimes that didn't work out for me because the other things weren't in place. So just being that way is not going to make you successful, but that is a part of it, is keeping your own counsel and trusting yourself once you've educated yourself and gotten experience, right? So yeah, that when you reach master ninja level with this stuff, there comes from it an unshakable trust in yourself. When you absolutely positively know you're doing the right thing, and that might be the right thing for you, but not the right thing for other people around you, right? We are individuals, and I teach these concepts, and they're universal, like the law of attraction and the law of abundance, right? Those are laws, those are universal, but the difference in the formula is people, because we are absolutely individuals made up of different experiences, different mindsets, different core values, right? So when applying that performance, right, you got to keep in mind, it's you applying it, and you're going to apply it differently than I did. But having said that, the concept here is when you fully drink the Kool-Aid and get this stuff in your head and firmly believe it, not just read it from a book and go, oh yeah, that's true, but live it, breathe it, feel it, think it, that will give you a self-confidence that you've never had before, because there's thinking you're right and there's knowing you're right. And when I'm saying right, that means doing what's not only good for you, but good for the person you're working with / helping. So you're an entrepreneur, you're a wholesaler, you're flipping houses, and another wholesaler sends you a deal, right? You don't advertise their deal. You don't piggyback on them without their permission. You can call up and say, hey, dude, you want a JV? My buyer's list is bigger than yours. I've been around longer than you. If they say yes, that's fine. But you know what I'm talking about when you're just grinding and hustling. And you're like, well, screw him. He did all the work. He spent the money for advertising. I'm going to grab that deal and sell it and make money myself, and then buy it from him. No, man, that's just wrong. And you know it's wrong, but you're doing it anyway. That's why you're failing. You might make a quick $2,000 or $5,000 on that deal. You'll never do another deal again. Even in Jacksonville, which is a pretty big city as far as land goes, all those investors know each other. Like I said before, they all show up at Yellowbird and talk, and your name will be mud and nobody will buy another deal from you because nobody wants to do business with somebody like that. And you shouldn't want to do business with somebody like that either, and you shouldn't be somebody like that. You know better. You know better. Just be honest with yourself. Do it the right way. Find your own damn deal. Or like I said, if you do have a bigger buyers list, JV with somebody. If you have a smaller buyer list, JV with somebody with a bigger buyer list, like Cash Geeks. I mean, guys, it's simple and it's easy to do things the right way. There's no excuse to take backdoor unless there's a flaw in your character. And you need to work on that. You want to be better for you. And so work on trying to take the easy way out all the time. So good stuff from Napoleon, very topical. Like I said, politics. There tends to be a lot with the two-party system in America, and there are liberal parties, labor parties, conservative parties all over the world, and it kind of works the same way. You're for us or against us, right? Ford versus Chevy, Mustang versus Corvette or Camaro, whatever. It's like, you like this soccer team and I like that soccer team, let's fight. That's all kind of bullshit too. And if you're an independent, which most people are in America, they're independent. They're not for either of the two parties or either of the two party candidates. Be secure in your knowledge that the reason you're not a two-party guy is because the parties put forward crappy candidates year after year after year, and you're expressing your view by not voting, basically. So more people didn't vote in the 2016 election than voted for either party. Now, not combined. If you add the left and the right, they were more than the independents who didn't vote. But single numbers, I think it was like 64 million voted Republican, 67 million voted Democrat, and 100 million did not vote. So that's the majority, and that's fine. I didn't vote, and I'm comfortable with being part of that group because I didn't vote to be part of the bigger group. I didn't know it was a bigger group till I looked it up last month. But I didn't vote in 2016 because I don't think the two-party system gives us enough choices. There's not enough viable candidates. My voice isn't being heard when they're putting up the candidates, when they're selecting instead of electing the candidates. So that's an example of what Napoleon's talking about. That brings it into today. And also I related it back to wholesaling where, don't screw people over. You'll get a reputation. He talked about reputation yesterday. Even in a pretty large town like Jacksonville with a large population and a large landmass, everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows the players. So it will be a short little victory for you to make a little bit of money, and then you'll be shut out. You'll be blacklisted. And you should be if you pull shit like that. It's so frigging easy to make money while being honest. There really is no excuse to be dishonest, to try to make money, other than, you got something broken inside you and you need to fix it, or just stay the F out of the way. Y'all have a great day.